The hell you don't look like you going through an eviction? And she didn't say it as a compliment. She said it like she was suspicious. I had a lady tell me today, you don't look like you got an eviction. Excuse.
Just for the context, her caption says they are not helping families in Houston, Texas doing hardships. Evictions are nothing, and the economy is horrible. The job market is worse. So it looks like she tried to go get some assistance from one of these programs, and I guess she didn't qualify for whatever reason. Let's get back into it.
And she didn't say it as a compliment. She said it like she was suspicious. I had a lady tell me today, you don't look like you got an eviction. Excuse me? When I tell y'all, I don't, it's people following my story, but if you're not following my story and you see this, let me give you a quick rundown. I lost my husband January 24th. The funeral was February 7th. I was fired wrongfully February 9th. It's a whole video on that if y'all want to go check out my page. It went viral, okay?
Yeah.
I was wrongfully fired, leaving me with no job.
Okay, I remember this lady. We'll go look at the video too. It did go viral. I don't think I reviewed it, but I just saw it in passing.
February 9th. It's a whole video on that if y'all want to go check out my page. It went viral, okay? I was wrongfully fired, leaving me with no job, leaving me without his income because now he was deceased. We were already struggling before he died, and come to find out, I found out later, my mother-in-law found the other life insurance policy. I had one. She had the papers on the other one and called me about, and they were both canceled. One was canceled in November, and the woman tried her hardest to see what she can do to honor it, and no. I applied for Social Security because people say apply for Social Security for you and your kids. I applied and was denied. People keep telling me to keep applying, so I'm in the process of doing that. I turned around and I applied for unemployment. They approved the unemployment and then doubled back and took the unemployment because during Hurricane Beryl here in Houston, Texas, I lost my job because my car was damaged in the process and I couldn't get back and forth to work. And so they gave me unemployment at that time and they claimed they overcompensated me. And so they're taking the unemployment now. And they take all of it. They don't even give you half. So now I don't have unemployment. I don't have Social Security. I don't have a job. I don't have his income. I'm currently still waiting for victims of crime because he was unalived. And they take months. So I have no source of income. I filled out 450 jobs and I've saved all of them that has sent me back a message saying, we went with another candidate. We went with another candidate. We went with another candidate. I got so desperate to the point I called a recruiter and asked them, well, why wasn't I selected? Is it something with my resume? Is it something? She was like, no, actually, you have a great resume. Actually, you fit everything that we require, but we have 400 to 300 people per one application for one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. She should qualify though because she lost her husband, right? And this goes into an even bigger issue. Like, fellas, I feel like her husband kind of dropped the ball because he let that life insurance policy lapse. How do you got a family and a wife and kids, and everybody? As you can see, your income is the determining factor between stability and the streets. And so, how do you not mitigate against that? And I see a lot of people out here with families that don't have life insurance, and it's like, what are you doing, right? So I can't even fault her for that. I mean, you know, rest in peace. I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead, but I just say that to highlight a bigger issue, which is, fellas, if you have a family, you need to have life insurance, un- unless you have a big savings. But even if you do, you should still have life insurance, in my opinion, to even just to kind of soften the blow of that. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like that's really what's going on here. We got a lot of other clips lined up. So what I'll do is the clip she's referring to that went viral, I will put it at the end. That way we can stay within the flow of the video. So if you're interested in seeing what she's talking about, where she kind of went off at her job, because I forget, I think it was like they fired her because she had to attend her husband's funeral or something. Then I'll put that at the end. But y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
Earlier tonight at like 9:30 p.m., a man showed up at my door and tried to give me an eviction notice. And I was like, huh?
They've started an eviction for you?
What?
Yeah. So you're
Oh, that's not me. And I look at all the paperwork he's showing me, like the court filing and everything, and it's my address, but it's not my name. And I was like, that's not me. That's not me.
Mm.
Yeah, I was born in 2001, so that's
Okay.
not me. And also, there's just no reason I would be getting evicted, so I was like, what the actual fuck? My heart is racing because a guy is knocking on my door loud at night. But I was like, that's literally not my name. It was a guy's name. That's not my date of birth. I do not know that name. They have never lived here. I had to show him my ID to get him to like confidently leave. And I immediately
You didn't have to show them your ID. That was your choice. You really don't have to show them your ID. But let's let her finish.
get on the computer. At this time it's like 9:40, and I email my apartment being like, hey, I'm documenting that this just happened and I want to confirm that I'm good, because like, what the heck. I knew they aren't going to respond until Monday because it was 9:40 at night, but I ended up emailing them 2 more times. So I like triple texted these people because I learned more information when I looked up the court filing online because it's public. And I was so pissed at this whole situation because, listen, I'm a copywriter. I proofread shit all the time. And I just got so scared and upset on a Friday night for no reason because someone did not proofread what they were submitting to the legal court system. This person is getting evicted for late rent payments. Their lease is attached to the court filing thing. They live in the apartment building next door. It's 1 number off, but it's the same apartment company. And it's not like it was a typo one time and it ended up getting submitted or like sent to me. The only place it's correct is in the copy of the lease. In the court documents that they're submitting, like the eviction notice and stuff, it's all my number.
Y'all, that could have went really crazy. And I'm going to explain how that could have went crazy. And how it really reveals something that you have to be on the lookout for and you have to keep your eye out on, right? Because really put this into perspective. This guy showed up at the wrong house, making her think that she got evicted, and he was going to serve her and then go and fill out some forms as if the person had gotten served, the actual person. So then what could have happened because of that? Then the actual person who should have got served wouldn't have showed to court, and then he would have swore under oath that he served them, and now they would have got evicted without really going through all their tenant rights. And then it would have been his word against hers, possibly. I don't know if he doesn't have a camera or whatever, but it just would have been a whole big mess. And what possibly could have happened is the person who should have got evicted could have still got evicted because they'd have been like, you didn't show up to court and you got served, but really they didn't get served. Because what could have happened? Imagine if she would have said, no, I'm not showing you my ID. You're not the police. I don't have to show you my ID. I said it's not me. Slam. Then he'd have been like, nah, everybody says that it ain't them. I know I got the person. This is the right house. This is what it say on the paper. So I'm putting down that I served them. And he would have been wrong. And stuff would have started proceeding. And so I would think you would have to have some type of proof. Like if you're serving people and if you're doing it, just make sure you have your camera out. Right? Otherwise, it really shouldn't just go off your word that I served them. I went to the house. The person came to the door. Because he would have looked real silly when they'd have said, well, oh, it was a woman? This is a man that you were supposed to get served. And then he'd be like, oh. And y'all would have started these processes up until the point where you put in a writ of eviction, where you come to their house in 24 hours. Then they would have been saying, I never got served. I never got served. And then they'd be like, nah, ma'am, you didn't show up to court. Da da da. So maybe sometimes when we're looking at these situations, maybe they are telling the truth when they say they didn't get served. Because we see these things happen more times than not. Again, y'all, if you could like the video, only takes a second, and it helps out more than you know. Her caption says, Flex Pay didn't pay my rent this month, and I already went on vacation. I'm not about to get evicted. I don't care.
Thank you for calling Vivian Homes. This is Mrs. Clark. How can I help you today?
Hey, this is Talia Williams. I was calling because FlexPay was supposed to pay my rent and they didn't do it, so I'm basically trying to see what y'all gonna do about that. They didn't pay my rent, and I'm not trying to get.
Unit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What unit are you? Sorry. You said
I'm
it's
in
on
A3.
Williams?
Yes, in A3.
Okay. And you said flex pay? I'm not familiar with that.
FlexPay is an app that I use to be paying my rent. That's how y'all get rent money every month. And I just paid them back, like half of the money back. But they didn't pay it this month. And y'all put a note on my door. So I'm trying to see what y'all are trying to do, because I'm not finna, like, y'all need to fix this.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you communicating, but however, I still need to let you know that there's a late fee amount that's applied to your account tomorrow. What date can you promise to have the full amount paid by?
I'm not paying a late fee. I told the other dude that answered the phone, I don't have the money for the rent, so how I'm gonna pay a late fee? FlexPay was supposed to pay my rent. They did not pay my rent. So y'all need to give me more time to pay my rent, is what I'm saying. Without the late fees. I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Miss Williams. You still will have your late fee, or you will receive a notice for 3 days to pay or quit. So there's nothing that we can do about your rent except your money.
I'll be down there. I'm finna come down there. Bye.
And do what?
Okay.
Let me get off live.
She said, I'll be down there. What you think finna happen? That lady sound like, from the sound of her voice, like she don't take no ish either. So it's really gonna be old school versus the new school. Because she was probably just like you, a little fiery, couldn't nobody tell her nothing. And you think that you can just do whatever and crash out. But she's just honed in on it. She's become, she's harnessed it. She's mastered it. So she can keep it passive aggressive. But then if you go down there, she can get aggressive too. So it seems like she's about to F around and find out.
Today. It's currently 12:17 p.m. And I just want to say two things. Number one, thank y'all so much for all the support, all of the love and concern. I have not felt this seen in a very long time, seen or supported in a very long time. And then also my second thing that I want to mention is that my previous video, I think I mentioned how I basically couldn't apply for houses right now because of the active eviction case. And a lot of people told me I was incorrect about that. Yesterday, and I was actually right. Yesterday, I went to view and apply for a home, and I'm so mad I didn't wait until today, but everything happens for a reason. But I was denied for that home due to past rental history. And the only thing that would be past rental history is my active eviction case. So denied, wasted. I had to pay $11 to sign up to view it on Rently. And then I also had to pay the application fee, which I think was like $55 or something. So $60-something wasted, and I'm going to do my other applications through Zillow, but this specific place did not take applications through Zillow, so that was wasted money, wasted time. And I did like the house a lot, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So today in court, I am going to ask them to seal the case so that I can apply for more houses. There is another house I did an application for, and that application is still processing. So I don't know if, some people check for active evictions and then some people don't, but the one that's processing today, I do have my fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all posted. Thank y'all so much for all the prayers, all the support, all the cash apps, the GoFundMes, everything, the words of encouragement, the advice. I know I haven't been saying much, but I'm reading the comments, okay?
See, people got to stop playing games with their reputation and with their records, ultimately. Because, see, maybe back in the day, while you had the eviction case going, you could still be strategic and say, well, I'm going to save my money. And then while the eviction case is going, I'm going to go ahead and secure my other property. And then I'll just stay there for a while until the eviction gets expunged off my record. But what people don't understand is, for one, court proceedings are already somewhat public record, right? And then you got to understand, technology is evolving. So what worked a decade ago may not work now, where you could just try to, before the eviction actually gets put on your record, you could try to go and secure another property. Let me tell you something. There are developers, there are smart people in their closets working around the clock to solve every problem in the world so that they can capitalize off of it and become rich. So that is a big problem. where people try to take advantage of the fact, one, saving their money and not paying their rent, but then they try to strategically maneuver while they're in the process of the court proceedings to get another property, and then they'll just stay there until it gets off their record. People are becoming keen to that, and there are becoming ways where landlords are getting empowered to be able to have visibility into that as well if there is active proceedings going on. And so she found that out, and now she's in between a rock and a hard place, and she's trying to understand, because she probably raised some money and she put in, again, her GoFundMe is in the bio, but that's not going to help you very much if people still don't want to rent to you because they know that you are actively undergoing an eviction right now.
Y'all, I got evicted from my apartment, so I packed one suitcase, gave away all my shit to my friend, and moved out the country. But anyways, have y'all ever spent 2 days doing your hair just to not like it?
Oh my goodness.
I'm pissed, because this shit is really ugly. Y'all, I got...
My new place doesn't have parking, so I thought I could just leave it here for a little while.
The caption says, evicted tenant leaves car behind.
So I thought I could just leave it here for a little while. What is it this time?
Look, I asked you for 9 days to move out. I gave you that time. It's been over 2 weeks now, man. What are you doing?
Okay, what's your complaint now? I already moved out 5 days ago.
Because your car's still in the driveway.
Okay, my new place doesn't have parking, so I thought I could just leave it here for a little while.
All right, well, listen, the new tenants are arriving soon, and I got to get your car out of there, man, tomorrow.
It'll just be a week or two, man. Why are you getting so upset about this?
Listen, you have until tomorrow. If not, then I'm just going to get it towed and take the money out of your security deposit. That's it.
All right, I'll come get it tomorrow. You touch my car and we're going to have a problem.
How so?
My new place doesn't have...
So before I get my day started, I want to tell y'all this. It's a program out here called Access to Counsel for Evictions and Evictions, ACE-CIS. Google it. Look it up. Call 211. They can get you in contact with them. They will represent you in court for failure to pay rent cases with your landlord. Even if you know you can't pay, they may be able to get you more time. If your landlord took you to court for failure to pay rent, but you wasn't paying rent because of some issues in your unit, they will represent you. This is for the whole state of Maryland, but I'm really just talking to people in Baltimore City because a lot of my people don't really know. Call 211 if you need a lawyer to represent you.
So here's the thing, right? Okay, if you need some help disputing some issues in the unit and you want to get some legal counsel for that and maybe even some advice to just understand if you do have a case, that's one thing. But basically just doing it, knowing that you're already going to lose and knowing that you're already in the wrong, just to be able to stall things while still not paying anything, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. But if it is an issue, because we do watch some court cases where there are some viable concerns about the way that some of these units are, especially when you're dealing with private landlords, then okay, I definitely understand that. And that could be a helpful resource.
They got me out here pregnant as fuck, packing my shit, cause we done fucking got evicted in this bitch. Fuck it though, the sun's still shining. Got evicted,
So, if you guys don't know, well, some of you guys do know because y'all came from that video, I am getting evicted.
The caption on this says, and if you all don't remember, this is the chick where her and her mom was going at it. And so she had Section 8 unit or whatever, and she decided to move her crazy mom in. And of course, the mom is not supposed to be there because it's Section 8, right? And she has 3 kids. And I think she was pregnant at the time, or is pregnant still currently. And she decided to take that risk and risk her voucher in order to move her crazy mom in. And then I believe her mom reported her to the Section 8 people because they had a disagreement or domestic dispute. And then so now this is where she is. And basically she's getting evicted now, and now she won't probably be able to have the voucher anymore, and she's getting evicted as well, and she's gonna have to figure it out. So she put everything on the line by breaking the rules.
So, if you guys don't know, well, some of you guys do know because y'all came from that video, I am getting evicted because of my mom. Basically, I was not supposed to have her staying with me. She was an unauthorized occupant and she showed her ass. And therefore, they're ending my lease and giving me an eviction. And a lot of people in the comments were saying, oh, that's not true, that's not true. You just got served a notice to vacate. Okay, well, here it is. Eviction delivered April 21st. That's me. That's my name. So yeah, there's really all the proof that y'all need. Shit, that's my name. The apartments I stay in, the eviction notice, what more? Like, it's real. It's really real.
I know you lying. I just know this ain't I just know the fuck you lying. I just know better. I just know better. I just know better.
They gotta get charged. They gotta get charged. They gotta get charged.
How long did she live here? This was Princess.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. Who did tell you that she was moving out of here, like, in a rush?
Oh, wow.
I know the fuck you lying.
So you want to be a landlord. She just got her a little part-time job because she going to have to clean that up, or she going to have to pay somebody to do it. They got the TV mounted on the wall. They left the TV mount on the wall. Oh, she got some work to do. And, this is what you get. But going back to the other young lady, I believe why she was trying to show her paperwork and show her documents and everything is because, if I'm not mistaken, I think she was trying to raise some money, right? So I guess people started, because it does sound a little far-fetched, right? Like, my mom got us evicted because I moved her in and she started acting crazy or whatever, so now I got to raise this money. But so I guess she was trying to basically prove that out to the people, either so they can donate, or maybe they did donate already and then they started to second guess whether or not, there were more nefarious deeds going on.
So I think I'm back to be homeless. So let's go back. 8 years ago, I moved in here. It's private, and my landlady's absolute gem. She hasn't put my rent up since I've moved in, so I've been living my best life. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than everywhere else. Anyway, she calls me up a little while ago, just as I was about to start decorating the living room, actually, and says, Lou, I need to sell. I'm getting older, and I just want the lump sum. So I was like, okay then. So, which is her prerogative. I've got absolutely no hate. Like, she even said, if you don't want to move, I won't sell. I'm never going to do that to anybody. Like, everyone's got to do what's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been looking. Tell me why everywhere within a mile or so from where I am now is about £500 more expensive, even for places that are worse than my place. To put it into perspective, I've got a 2-bedroom masonette with my own back garden. I need a garden because I've got the dog. And he doesn't like going out on walks really, so he needs to be able to run free. I wouldn't let him free outside because he's just so little. Anyway, so I am going on a house viewing. I phoned up a few places before because she let me know this a couple of weeks ago and I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything. Anyway, here we are. I'm going on a viewing today, so this is the first viewing. I've lived here for 8 years and it's served me well. I have outgrown it, but I'm just not ready to move. Like,
Yeah, I get it. We don't got to get into her mindset, but shoot, if you like it so much, just go ahead. She said she about to put it up. It sounded like she was letting you know if you wanted to put your name in the hat. But it's like you want everything. It's like you done lived there for 8 years, almost 10 years. What more can you want? Yeah. 10 years later, houses are going to be more expensive. She probably wasn't raising the rent on you a lot. So now she's getting out here. And I would say, shoot, after 8 years, 500 pounds, that's not that bad after almost a decade of inflation. So yeah, listen, if it's that deep, you got to make a decision. Either you want the property and you can actually put your name in that hat, or yeah, you're going to have to get out here and deal with these adjusted prices, which again, I don't think, shoot, just 500 more, that doesn't sound that bad for what we've been seeing. I remember when you could get an apartment for $700 a month. It's well above that, more than 500 above that now.
Family is just, if y'all ain't seen this video, you need to go watch it. And I need y'all to also understand that sometimes your family is the snakes. Now,
Her caption says, mother steals money and gets son and family evicted. And then the comment that she's replying to, it said, the pain in his voice, he tired and he beyond hurt. A toxic parent is worse than an absent one. Oh, I've never. Yeah, that's probably true.
if y'all ain't seen this video, you need to go watch it. And I need y'all to also understand that sometimes your family is the snakes. Now, family is just the people that we born into. But I truly believe that family is the people that you meet along the way, because family is not supposed to want to hurt you. Family should not be letting dead white men come in between the relationship that you've established since the day that you was put on this earth. And to see that this mother took and pocketed and spent all of their rent money since they moved in August for the sheriff and the apartment complex to come knocking at their door trying to evict them, and they are clueless as to why. When I say I would have turned that woman every which way but loose, mother or not, because you just messed with the livelihood of me, my wife, and our kids. You don't have no regard for your own kid. So you think that I'm about to let you mess with the livelihood of my kids? Yeah, that ass would have been cut off quicker than fucking scissors could have snipped. I'm telling you, ain't no way.
Are getting evicted and you don't realize the rights that you have.
Her caption says, appeal your eviction judgment.
Stick around because this may help you. So years ago when I was getting evicted, I reached out to legal aid. There should be a phone number. It's like a 1-800 number you can call for legal aid. There will be an option for you to select called tenant rights or something like that. Choose that option. You may be on hold for a little minute, but trust me, it is worth it because you will be talking to a legal professional who knows your rights as a tenant. So basically, when you appeal your...
Before she gets into it, I mean, what are we really talking about? It's kind of like what we mentioned earlier. Stalling tactics, right? She's just saying appeal your judgment. That's what the caption says. Maybe she will give more context and more nuance to the situation of what she's trying to unpack. But just telling people just to broadly appeal your eviction judgment, are you saying that if they know that they are wrong and they know that they don't have anything to stand on for an appeal, that they should still appeal it just because it'll buy them some more time? Should there be stricter penalizations for people who try to stall things by abusing the system and they don't really have any solid ground to appeal? Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, it should definitely be a right to be able to appeal something if you don't like the first opinion. But at the same time, people just ruin good things because they abuse it. So then it's like, now we have to address it because there's so many people egregiously abusing it and not using it in the way it's meant to be utilized.
Eviction, you are essentially setting up a payment arrangement that can buy you some more time. I ended up staying 9 more months in my apartment past the time I was supposed to be getting kicked out because I was able to... I got cut off. I was able to actually pay the rent bond by the 8th of each month. Now, to get started, like filing and stuff like that, Again, the legal aid people will tell you how to do this, but if you talk to the courthouse clerks, they will also explain it as well. You will have to actually file it. There is a filing fee. However, if you can prove you're indigent, which if you get government assistance, you automatically qualify for indigency. But if you're low income or something like that, there is a form you'll need to fill out, and they will determine whether or not you qualify for indigency. So you won't have to pay that filing fee. Number two, you will have to serve your appeal to the property management company. So you have to go in person and serve those papers and let them know that you're appealing the judgment. So once they're served and everything, you will be entered into what's called a rent bond. Now, to get started, you will only need to pay a prorated amount of what you actually owe on your rent. So I only had to pay like $571 to get the actual process or to set up a payment arrangement. And I owed, my rent was like 12. It was like 12 something that I owed, but I only had to pay $500. So that was a fucking lifesaver, because that right there buys you some time. So at each month, you'll need to make a payment, or your rent bond payment. Back then, it was by the 8th of each month. Now, you're only required to pay your base rent. Now, again, This was back then, so this is why I say reach out to legal aid, because it may have changed. But you know how they like to charge you the water, the trash, the technology fees, and the fees will add up to like another $100? You won't have to pay that. All you'll need to do is pay the base rent. And for me, I had to pay by the 8th of each month. If there was like a holiday or something, sometimes they extended that. If you don't make that payment by the 8th of each month, or whatever date they give you, your ass getting kicked out. But there's a court date for that. So it still buys you more time.
Right, exactly.
I recommend seeking this option out if you're somebody who maybe just started.
I knew she was going to go there, right? Because, yeah, you can kind of live month to month, and you still owe what you owe on the original judgment. But then it's still a little bit of a finesse to be able to still save yourself a little bit more money, right? Save yourself another little Christmas bonus, because it's not like if you stop paying the bonds, it just automatically goes into effect. They have to take you back to court where they have to show that you didn't pay the bond. I reviewed a court case like that, and basically it bought the woman like another month and a half, 2 months. So then that's another 2 months that you done been able to come out on top, right? She said she bought herself 9 months, but imagine if, she had to pay the bond. Imagine if she only paid the bond for 7 months and she still saved herself another 2 months of rent. And this is how egregious it can get. And look how methodical and strategic and calculated she's thinking about these things, which just shows the malicious intent from preconception. But we're going to leave it there for today, y'all. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us, smaller creators, to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And like I said, I'm a smaller creator, so we get more points, and it was designed for smaller creators. That's why we get more points. But if you're trying to hype an older video, you probably won't see it. Usually it goes away in about 7 days. So you want to hype while the iron is hot, typically the newer videos that come up. And then also Patreon's link below as well if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.